to be living the champagne life. And Mr. Radio Man, won't you turn that up?
Hey, you are now watching Single on a Saturday night right here at TGI Friday, 4000 City X. We do this every fourth Saturday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you are welcome to join us every fourth Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I am Shelly Williams, single, never been married, no children, and I'm going to pass it down to my left.
The other left. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? This is Roberto Lopez. Aquí soy tu caballero.
Yeah, we know. Okay, hi. I am Nikki Phelps. I am married.
Married.
I am happily married.
Happily married.
And I'm dating.
Dating who?
Dating what?
People. Other than your husband?
Other than my
Mm.
Man, how you follow that? I am Professor David Scott. I am the father of two. I am in negotiations. And I am what? 7 years on the show.
Negotiations for what?
Transitioning to wholeness.
That laugh ain't my day, I swear it is.
Pack a lunch.
Wholeness.
Pack a lunch.
Okay, we're gonna go to the right. Wholeness.
I am Gloria Godson. I am an attorney, and I am the author of Single and Happy. But a big shout out to my Saved Single Summit friends. Hi, Becky. And hi, Terrence.
Summit.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, Save Single Summit. I love the Save Single Summit.
And I am the icon father, Reno Prestige, founder of the House of Prestige, LLC, proud parent of a beautiful black queen, and a host of business associates and chosen family, the House of Prestige, LLC.
All right, this is Reno right here. So anyway, we're going to get into the topic, but I just want to ask just a question first before we get into it. Would you, and I want to make sure I get it right, would you date someone that, if you're a man, would you date a woman who used to be a man? And as a woman, would you date whatever that's supposed to be, you know, a man that used to be a woman, a man that used to be a woman? Would you date? I'm going to ask down the line, would you?
Well, if you know me from the very first show, my story and how I came into this was my incarceration. So being that I've witnessed and been around certain things, I don't have a phobia. But me, myself personally, there's just things or criteria that I want for me just personally. So date, probably not. Hang out, yes.
That was a long answer, but yes, I got it. I got what you're saying.
For me, personally, I'm all about judging, or let's say not judging the person who's in front of me. So if I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. I guess whoever you were, you didn't like that person you became. But if you're in front of me now and I'm feeling you, obviously it was an upgrade. So I'm going to go with yes.
Hey, good answer. Go ahead.
I don't think so, because it's too much unknown for me. Too much unknown. That, you know, being born a certain way, being raised a certain way, being taught by other individuals, is just not enough information on the other side. So I'd have to say no.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you, so what if you met someone and they didn't tell you? Like, I don't mean to pick on the person you're in transition with, but let's just
Negotiation.
say... Negotiation with, but let's just say everything is well and y'all in negotiations, and so now she feels like, you know what? I love you, and I need to tell you everything, and now that we're negotiating, you need to know that I used to be a man. Would you drop her?
I think because you took my choice away from me. I want you to tell me early on and give me an opportunity to assess and make a choice about it. When you take my choice completely away and blindside me later, then I'm going to feel some kind of way.
Okay. So if she would have told you ahead of time, you would consider it. But if she didn't tell you, but when's the right time to really tell somebody?
We're going to get into that. But we're going to get to the question. All right. Would you like to answer the question?
Oh, absolutely. My answer would be no. Because, again, personally, at this point in time, I'm where, David is. I have a lot of questions around it. I have a lot to understand about it. And I personally believe that God made us the way that we are, male and female. So I would rather have a man and not a woman who became a man.
Got it. I'll answer the question. I would have to go with two of them. I would have to say, I don't believe I could do it. And just because, I don't know. If the part was there, and it worked correctly, maybe. I don't know. Is the part there?
Shelly, you're open to it. But I wouldn't choose it.
I wouldn't choose it.
There you
but
go.
like you said, if you were in negotiations, the way as deep as that is, that's like 3-year negotiation. It might even be 4 years y'all been negotiating. I don't know. Been a long time.
Oh, but Shelly, when is the right time really to bring that up? If I was a man and I became a woman, is that a first date thing, a third date thing? When is that a good time to bring that up?
We're going to find out for somebody who might know. So I want to introduce you to Reno Wright. He wrote the book, Making Mr. Right, Black Female-to-Male Transsexual. So when I read it, I actually had to read the title again. I was like, Black Female-to-Male Transsexual. I was like, and so then I had to talk to you, and I had to say, what the heck did you mean by that? Did you used to be a female and now you're a male? I really, I had to read it over and over to really understand, because in my mind, I don't see that. I've known you and I don't see it, so I'm still. Talk to me about it.
Well, it's nice to see. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. That's number one. And thank you all for being willing to come out and discuss this topic openly, right? Because back in 97, when we first tried to do this on Jerry Springer's show, it didn't go so smoothly as it's going now, right? So I appreciate the opportunity to explain my position, and not just my position, but my community, and give a little insight on how we feel.
Yes,
That's one of the
insight.
reasons why I wrote the book. And just like you said, God made us who he made us to be, right? And so we have to discover, according to what we learn as we grow, the dichotomy of male or female, there's a lot of gray area in between.
Yeah.
And because I am a naturally, biologically intersex person, right, where do I fit in your dichotomy, right?
Wait.
An
You gotta
intersex person.
explain that.
I have male and female characteristics. My male characteristics are less dominant than my male characteristics are more dominant than my female characteristics, but I still have both. So what you would consider the box, I don't fit in any of your boxes. So what does it still mean that I'm not a child of God? I'm not created by...
So what were you born as?
I mean, what is your...
What was the assigned sex for me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We're going to learn some language today up in
Yeah,
here.
what
Yes.
was the assigned
gender?
gender?
No, the assigned gender and the actual gender for me is that I'm a female. I did give birth. My daughter's right there. So, yes, that beauty, that's my daughter. That's right. I did that.
Beauty is her name. That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
But yes, but because of the fact that I can have a child, I gave birth to a child, I'm a biological female, yes? Some intersex people don't have the ability to produce children, right? And then other intersex people are people who can create sperm, right? So, I mean, I don't want to get into a whole biological conversation. We learn these things when we're in high school if we pay attention, right? Or if we go to college. Nobody likes to talk about science, but now here we are in everyone's face, right? So, give an explanation, make it a person. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Sorry. But we're going to put a face to these questions. Please feel free. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions. I'm very, very open. You can get the book on Amazon if you want. If you don't want to, be seen asking a question or seem it, But ask me. That's what we're here for. So let me empower you with a little bit of education. Yes?
Okay. All right. That's the education. All right. So the word, why did you call it transsexual? Because that's where the in, what did you call it? In what? What you call that name? You just
Intersex?
said? Intersex, yeah.
Yes. Well, because honestly, you're more familiar with the word transsexual than you are with an intersex.
Absolutely. So break
So,
down. Is that the whole correlation, transsexual?
Well, I mean, if you break it down, trans is across, yeah? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about across the sexes. And again, you could be born male or female, and then you cross over to female or male. There's a lot of us in between. And that's where the LGBTQIA community comes in. We kind of like let you
I
know,
saw
hey,
that today, the IA. What is the IA? That's
I is the intersex,
intersex.
and the Q is queer, and A is the allies, those who understand us and accept us for who we are. And don't queer, a queer person is, I guess, undefined, a little bit of their own definition. I don't want to sit here and say, I know what a queer person is. You have to get a queer person to come up here and let you know what a queer person is. I can speak for an intersex person because I'm intersex.
All right, we're going to go to a break and we're going to come back with more questions. I have a ton of questions, and we also have, we also want to tackle the whole thing that he is a born-again Christian.
Yes.
And literally, on his journey, he found Jesus, and Jesus found him, and they found each other, and amen, hallelujah. So we're going to go to a break, and we're going to find out more. This is Single on a Saturday Night right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. Thank you to Doc Smitty. He's the Doc, and it's Smitty. And thank you. And thank you to DJ Smooth of True Blue Productions. He does karaoke, bar mitzvahs, weddings. So in case you want to have a wedding, you don't have to be single on the Saturday night for all your life. You can get married and have DJ Smooth as your wedding DJ. All right, let's go. Hey, we are back. It's Single on a Saturday Night. We are talking to Reno Wright, the CEO, founder of House of Prestige LLC, and the author of Making Mr. Right. And I won't say the rest because I don't want to mess it all up because I'm still learning. I'm going to research some more. So we were talking, you at 7, you told them, but did they still, you told your family you wanted to be a boy, right? So did they still pressure you to have a child? Is that?
Yes. Pressure became more intense. And, you know, I don't know if you're familiar, but a lot of people in the LGBT community deal with, I guess I can say domestic violence when we are displaying characteristics and behaviors that our parents don't want us to. It then becomes violent for many of us. And so that was a part of my story.
They wanted to reach you into submission, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I never did it, but I understand what you're saying. Like, hey, listen, you can get right, but is it something you can change like that in your head? I mean, do you believe that you were born like that?
Well, I honestly tried. I honestly tried to live up to the expectations of my family and live up to the expectations of society. I was a miserable human being, and it was the foundational ideology of my many suicidal attempts. I don't know how people are going to take it, but dealing with a lesbian for a lot of men is like forbidden fruit. Well, it used to be, anyway.
It used to be.
It's not so much forbidden anymore, but it was a forbidden fruit, the road less traveled, if I can say that, and everybody understand that. So that was the attraction, and still is. There are still, I still get hit on by guys all the time, and it doesn't matter to them that I'm really prefer females. And nowadays, you know, sexuality is so fluid, I don't even feel comfortable saying anything else besides that, you know?
I mean, to me, I would have never, ever thought that you weren't a man. Like, from the day I met you, I never, ever would have thought that. That's why I read it a few times. For some reason, your male features are really dominant, so I never really thought it. But I'm as a daughter.
Oh, yes, hey.
Daughter.
Hi.
So you live with knowing that your father.
Mother.
Yeah.
That's my
Mother.
Reno is for Reno and for the world, and that's fine, but that is my mother. And don't disrespect my mother in front of me. That's still my mom.
All right.
Just saying.
So you literally look at, you know, Reno as you look at him. God, you confusing me.
That's my mom. There's no doubt about it. There's no confusion in my mind about my mother, who my mother is, the life my mother has lived. We have a very open book policy. I know all there is to know. I helped with the book when the first draft. I'm good. I've had no problems or confusion in the entirety of my life.
You never had a problem growing up in school, like having to explain that my mother is my father and my father is my mother?
That was never a conversation because my mother is not my father. My mother is my mother.
But your mother came in looking like him.
Sure did, and people love my mom.
I love him too.
But it was never, when you first meet her, like in school, you do the first explanation, and then you get over it, and then people just move on.
When did that transition happen for you? He indicated that he had been wanting to be a guy from maybe about 7 years old, and then he had you. She had, you understand what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So the question I'm asking is, at what point did you become conscious of this difference in the gender? And when did he begin to dress like a man and kind of come out like a man, and your friends become aware of that? What was that interaction like?
Oh, so for the entirety of my 26 years of life, my mother has always been living her life as a man. At least up to what I can remember. I mean,
when you was a baby, you didn't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't, but the memory that I have up to my, first birthday, she wore I think it was like a Levi jacket or a polo black jean jacket and a baggy shirt. And I was out here with ponytails, and we just rocked it out. But that's just always been who she is.
But you call him a she. But he wants to be a he, but you won't call him what he wants to be defined as.
Well, let me just interject. My daughter can get away with calling me she, right? And from anybody else, I take it as disrespect.
Got it.
But my daughter can call me she, mom, all she wants. Okay, that's it.
So
but
you're the nurturing kind. So Anthony, you're the nurturer. Like everything we get from our mothers,
I got from mine. I got it from my mother. If I ain't get it from my mother, I got it from my aunt and my grandma. But there was no mistake. There was never a time when my mom was like, call me dad. There was never a time when my mom was like, introduce me as your father. And the one time in life when she sat there and asked me, do you want me to start dressing like a girl? I had a fit. I said, what is wrong with you? You can't just up and change my life like that. I was a teenager. You can't up and change my life like this. So no.
So you were adjusted, well-adjusted, okay. And you're actually engaged?
I am not engaged.
Well, he said.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm not engaged.
That's just,
Not yet.
This is.
all right, I'm going to go LMA. You booed up.
Yes, I am in a committed, exclusive relationship. Yes.
You booed up. All right. And listen, or I could be speaking it into existence. All right, we're gonna we're gonna go to a break, but we really are going to come back. No, we're going to come back, and because I have to talk to Miss Ange. Huh? Yes, I got to come back. We'll go to a break and come back. You got to come back because the story is not finished. The party's not over. Anyway, this is a single on a Saturday night right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. All right, let's go. Hey, we are back. And like I said, the party's not over. All right. We have to continue the conversation. We heard from her daughter, his daughter.
His daughter.
In my mind, yeah, I get it.
Reno's daughter.
Reno's daughter, Reno Wright, making Mr. Wright. But listen, you brought along, what's your name? Introduce yourself.
My name is Tajmir.
Tajmir. Now, Tajmir, you how do you identify yourself?
I'm a male.
Male, but you actually went
Was a
through
female.
You were a female.
Yes.
You went through the process.
Yes.
And what did it do for you? When did you recognize that you wanted to be a male?
I could say 13.
13.
Yes.
Did you tell your mother? Because she seems to be very understanding.
Yes, I told my mom.
Was she understanding then?
Yes, she
as
was.
she is
She's
now?
supportive and everything.
Wow. So, Mom, what made you so understanding? Because it
Because
seems
he's my child. That's the number one thing. No matter what, he's my child. I gave birth to a female, but that's my son. I might get emotional because it's an emotional subject because people don't understand. Like, there's a lot of people out here who have kids that's transgender who turn their backs on them.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing that. That right there, I cannot see my son being a female because I've known him all his life. Since he was 13, I knew when he was young that he wanted to be a boy.
So were there signs when he was like growing up? Like you see
He
the
didn't want to
signs?
wear dresses. You know, I didn't put him in dresses. He didn't want to wear dresses. The only dress that I could recall him being in were 2 dresses. One when he came home from the hospital. He was in a strawberry shortcake. Maybe that did it. I don't know. A strawberry shortcake dress.
He had no choice, right?
Right. And then one time, some girl that he was dating wanted to see him in a skirt. And he looked better than she did. So to me, my experience is that's how he was born. It wasn't like, oh, one day I want to be a boy. It was, that's who he was from when he was a little child. You know, and it's like, and I look at it this way. God created us all. If God did not want them to be who they are now, he wouldn't have created them that way. He would have kept everybody a female, a male, and not have a female want to be a male, if you understand what I'm saying. God made this choice. God was God's creation. They are God's creation. And I believe that as a mother, and that's why I support anybody in whatever decision.
Can he have a child?
He doesn't want, and he never wanted a child. He from a young age, he's always said, I don't want a kid.
Here in Philadelphia with the LGBT community, with SEPTA, it made a big push to get the M and the F off the trans pass. That's something the LGBT community did do here in the city of Philadelphia, was to get that M and F off the trans pass. I know that.
Yvonne has a question. I'm sorry.
I have a question to the daughter here. Now, you said you don't want people disrespecting your mother, calling them he, but see, that's a she to you. But like when him and Shelly took a picture together, I said y'all make a nice couple, because to us, to me, he's portrayed as a male. So calling him a man would not be disrespecting you. It would be disrespecting him for us to call him she, because he wants to be he. So you have to kind of tone it down in public. Or people that know y'all, you know what I'm saying. But I understand what you're saying, but if you not wanting us to disrespect him by saying she, and he want to be called, she want to be called he, that's confusing to us. Because if you notice on the panel here, Shelly, I can say, she didn't know what to say. She was like, because she didn't want to disrespect you.
Let me clarify.
Go ahead.
I wasn't saying don't disrespect my mom in the sense that, like, you using your pronouns. People get confused about that all the time. I meant in the sense of, please don't try to disrespect her lifestyle, who she is, who she needs to be, who she has been. Because a lot of people will sit there and be, well, you can't claim this because you had a daughter. That has nothing to do with who my mother is.
Right.
And I tell this to people all the time. And can I use the file out tonight? Yeah. Okay. Sabrina was Sabrina for a reason. Okay. And Sabrina is now Reno, but that piece of Sabrina, that came to me. That's my mom. Everything else after that, but that's what I meant. Pronouns, that's a conversation between y'all and her. But I just meant as far as her lifestyle.
I feel you, but I just had to put that out in person because some people might take it the wrong way. And I understand what y'all going through because he was like, everybody turned his back on him. But see, I'm that crazy aunt that don't care aunt, that whatever aunt. And I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you this, do you? And I had to tell my nephew, that's your son. I don't care what he becomes or whatever, it's still your son. Because if he go to hospital, something happens, that's your child.
But you know, I'm not in the, I'm going to say, because I want to understand, and I'm doing my best to understand and understand, but when it comes to my nephew who is like my child, or my nephews, or whoever, nephew, nieces, whatever, who like my children, I don't necessarily say, do you, because I love them in a way as if I gave, you know, like life to them. So I don't say do you, and when they make that decision, and they've made that decision, not saying they didn't, it wasn't easy for me. I'm sorry, it didn't come easy for me. It's not easy for me to know that my, you know, my nephew or whatever, my nephew, my nieces, that's not easy for me. I can't tell you. That's not easy. But I'm dealing with it. I understand it, but it ain't easy because I want my nephew to have a wife and children, but that ain't his choice. That's not his decision. His decision is not to do that. So it ain't easy. I love you, and I love you all, but it's not easy. I can't just sit here and say, yo, my nephews, and not just one of them, damn it. It's all of them, damn it. But I'm saying,
But,
I'm not mad, but I'm just saying it's not one of them. It's two of them. It's three of them. It's damn. It's four. It's all of them.
Shelley,
And I can't say that it's,
Shelley,
But it went to
it's not easy.
Shelley.
right,
It's
and it
not
went to a
easy.
part where
It's
people
not.
were questioning. Well, is this just a fad? Is it just a fashion? Is it just something that's going on for the
It
time
ain't a
period?
fashion,
Is it
it's a
trend?
choice that
It's
they
a
made.
it's a reality where people were thinking, well, it was covered back in the day, and it's more open. It's always been open. It's just different ways to expose it now. It's always been there. The reality is that people are starting to question, is my child making that choice because that's consciously who she is, or are they led by other people to try this and try
No,
that?
they're not led by. I'm
in the
telling you for
schools.
sure. I'm telling you for sure they're not led. They're not the kind
Right,
of people that are led. So what I'm saying is, it's
Right.
inherently, like you saying, whether it's nation versus nurture, did they grow up like that? Is it something that happened to them? I don't know, but they made the choice. Whether it's
That's what I'm
they're not
saying.
followers.
That's
They're
the
not
question.
followers.
That's the
So they
question.
made a choice. They made a conscious decision to say, I want a man. They made this conscious decision, not just one of them. I'm talking about each and every
Shelley,
one of them made a
Shelley,
decision
listen.
to what?
we're right here and now. You know what I mean? We're right here and now dealing with the people that are in front of us, the way they want to. So my thing is, where the turn up at, though? You know what I mean? Where the turn up at?
Turn up seats, turn up music.
Party, yeah, the turn up.
Turn
Like,
up.
where the turn
You
up
so
at?
crazy.
So what I want to
Let's turn up.
is it okay if we hear from some of the people that
She
you
has,
brought with you
Yes.
to get their
She has a
views,
question,
opinions?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
It's not really a question. It's really a statement. I've been in the LGBT community since I was 16. I'm 25 now. I've dealt with transgenders before, and people always ask me, if you're a lesbian, why is you dating a trans man? You must be confused. It has nothing to do with being confused. It has something to do with that person that you're actually with. So if I feel as though I like women, but I look at a transgender as a masculine side of me being a woman, that's what I'm going to go for.
So you're saying that you as a lesbian, is that what you're saying, would be able to date a Reno who is a man, right?
Well, Reno's my father, but...
Well, I mean, oh, God. I mean, that's what I'm sorry. Yeah. So, but a man.
Yes, and I have had kids. I have been married. I have 4 kids, actually. And people always ask me, well, you're confused. If you have kids, why not be with a man? And just like, I don't forgot who else said it, but you don't know what somebody's been through for them to turn around and choose their lifestyle sometimes. I've been abused. I've been raped, everything to where I don't want to be with a man. But as what Reno said, in my tradition, women has to be married and have kids, be fruitful and multiply. And also, like when people say about the Bible, oh, you shouldn't be gay, but it shouldn't be liars out here. It shouldn't be cheaters out here. It shouldn't be thieves out here, but we still do it. So people can't base off the Bible with our lifestyle because everybody's doing something that they think is sinful when it's not.
And I would just like to address, and thank you, Quinn. Thank you very much for that. And I just want to address the struggle with this issue around choice. The choice wasn't so much, oh, I choose to live with or sleep with a man, or I choose to sleep with a woman. The choice, I choose to stop fighting myself. That's the choice. I choose to stop living in misery. That's the choice, right? I choose to express who I am and be happy for an inkling of my existence. That's the choice. So other people don't agree with the choices that we make, but we make these choices, and it's not easy. I don't know anyone that say, you know what, I think I want to go ahead and I want people to discriminate against me, and I want to walk outside the door and risk my life by stepping out the door in some hate crime or what. I don't think people choose to be in the position that we are in. We choose to stop fighting ourselves because when we're not around all of you all, we still have to fight ourselves.
So at the beginning, the question was, would you date a trans male or a trans woman?
Yeah.
Yes, I would. Yes, I have. Why? Because it's about the inside of that person.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can find some transgenders out here that are the sweetest person. So it doesn't go about the outside appearance, it's what's inside. You can find some men, or some women who are the ugliest.
Ugly.
Yes.
I know that's right.
So it doesn't, to me,
I done dealt with it.
to me, it's not, and I don't seek for it, but if it happens, it happens.
So thank you so much. Thank you to Miss Gloria, single and happy. And you single and happy?
Oh, definitely single and definitely happy.
There you go, single and happy. All right, right here, single on a Saturday night.